Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? And floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
Hey, it's Kimbra and Matt here from Fantastic Cruising, and we are proud members of the charity Helping Hands for Cruising, which is a charity that helps people that can't go cruise for any reason. You know, they don't have the means because of financial or disability or some other reason, and we want them to be able to have a vacation of a lifetime.
Yeah, so this is the inaugural Helping Hands for Cruising cruise, and we got to sponsor our first person. Man, what an experience it was to see the smiles on his face the first time that he has seen the ocean. We're going to post a video of his specific response, but let me just tell you, Helping Hands for Cruising is an awesome, I should say fantastic charity that you can help sponsor future recipients go on a cruise. People who have never cruised before, people who would never be able to cruise otherwise, help them have this amazing experience. Just go to helpinghandsforcruising.org and help us out.
Well, good evening, folks. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. It is another episode of Chatting with Shaun on the Helping Hands for Cruising YouTube channel. For those that are not aware, Helping Hands for Cruising does have a website. It's helpinghandsforcruising.org. Go check that out too, because if you check that out, you'll get to look at who's on the board, what's on the board, and also we've got some reasonably good merch coming up. So helpinghandsforcruising.org. Okay, first in the chat is young Mr. Joe. Welcome aboard, Joe. Nice to have you here, buddy. The Down Under Cruises. I don't know if anybody knows them. I've never heard of them. Welcome aboard, guys. Nice to have you here. And I do believe the Down Under Cruises are Australian. So, oh my God, all the Aussies are here. And Joe has said, for crying out loud, why is this so? And I was just thinking when he said that, it sounded like Julia Sumner Miller. Why is this so? There we go. Anyway, Joe has been kind enough to put up the Helping Hands for Cruising website. I'm going to leave that there for a bit. helpinghandsforcruising.org. Now, the website has undergone some massive change over the last 4 weeks, and just jump into it and have a look. There's a few things there. There's the future cruises that's coming up. There's also some fundraising opportunities. One of them is dear to my heart. That's coffee. Um, you can buy coffee through Helping Hands for Cruising. That's awesome. Another one is just as close to my heart, but you can't do it. And that is because I'm in Australia, not in the US. And that is the popcorn. Well, one can go ahead and buy popcorn. Now, both of those activities, purchasing coffee or purchasing popcorn, or both, puts some money in the coffers of Helping Hands for Cruising. And you know what? When you see the smile of somebody's face when they find out they're going on a free cruise, number one. Number two, wow, this ship is so huge. And the places that they've been to, they've never been to in their life. Well, that becomes an exciting thing. So there we go. Go ahead, have a look at the website. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Joe is saying that it's looking really good. It's looking amazing. So we're really excited about that. Okay, bit of news on the Helping Hands for Cruising side of things. So we had our catch-up meeting. So the board meets once a month for our normal board meeting. And then in the middle of the month, the board has a catch-up meeting just to find out what loose ends there are to be tied up for the next board meeting. One of the things that transpired out of this was we had a board member find that this was just a little bit too much for their workload. So what they did was they stepped out, and now we have a new member to the board, a lady by the name of Jen Cohen, and we are so excited about Jen. Jen has had an experience in fundraising and also experience in event management. So we're so looking forward to having her work with us on board and help with us to raise some funds, which is really what we're trying to achieve here. We have a goal. The president of Helping Hands, some guy by the name of Shaun, put out a goal there that he wanted within the next 5 years to have 100,000 people on board a cruise ship. That's recipients, not paying guests. 100,000 recipients. That takes a shipload of money. So there we go. Thank you, Joe. You've put up the link for the US. For those of you that are in the US, please go to helpinghandsforcruising.org/fundraising, and in there you will find the coffee and the popcorn. And we're actually quite frustrated down here because we can't actually tap into that just yet, but we'll look for ways, and we'll do it. We'll do it in our own way. Another thing that is happening on the Helping Hands for Cruising side from the board point of view is the Helping Hands for Cruising Australia side is in the hands of the accountants. So we're trying to get it to be like a not-for-profit down under. So we're working on that, trying to get that happening. And that'll happen fairly soon. We are putting some pressure on the powers that be. So that's the next step. Okay. We have had an update to the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise. And it has been a relatively good update. That is, last week, one of the bands, for whatever reason, Echoes of Pompeii, did decide that this was all too much for them, and so they've stepped away from the cruise. We have had in their place a new band by the name of Foreign Journey. They're going to be taking their place and playing on the cruise along with Who's Who, which means that we have a very, very good variety of music that we're going to be hearing from. Not only are we going to get The Who Who's Who is the tribute to the Who, and that's going to be really exciting. But we've also got now Foreign Journey, which is a tribute to two bands, Foreigner and also Journey. And wow, just listening to some of their music in the lead up, absolutely fantastic, and we're so looking forward to spending some time with them and getting their music spread across the waterwaves, but also having a bucket load of excitement coming up. So that's the rock and roll tribute. Now we are going on the encore, and we are leaving. That's the Norwegian encore, and we are leaving out of Miami on, I believe it's a Saturday the 29th of November. So November 29, 2025, this year. So that will be our ship, the Encore, the Norwegian Encore. And we're so looking forward to actually getting on board, because what will happen is not only will we be on there, but there will be 200 cabins filled with music lovers, and it'll be an opportunity for us to meet a whole host of like-minded people. So that's what we're looking forward to. And yeah, it's going to be a great deal of fun. People are going on board will be Bruce and Cindy from Ocean to Ocean Travel, Ross and Donna from Orange Cone Vlogs, Scott Walling from Controversial Cruising, James and Cindy Catanese, we're hoping they'll be on board. Kenneth Oakes, who was our first recipient, he'll be on board. Marjorie Brown will be on board. We'll also have Matt from FatMat Adventures. He'll be on board as well. And there are a whole host of people that I cannot remember right now. But I can tell you, we're certainly looking forward to spending a shipload of time with them on board. Joe has agreed with me. It is affirmative. Saturday, November the 29th, 2025. Thank you so much, Joe, for fact checking me. I really do appreciate that. In fact, Joe is one of our great moderators. He actually keeps me on track. He fact checks me all the time, and I really do appreciate that. So let me give you a little bit of a rundown of the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, guys. See how you go, and we look forward to having you on board this cruise. Yes, I know that was a very short one, but we're getting our because deals were just recently signed, contracts and so forth were just recently signed. We only have little tidbits to grab on, but we will have some more info coming up fairly shortly, and you certainly will have the opportunity to join us on the Rock and Roll Tribute. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Especially considering the type of people that are going to go on there. And currently we're looking at the possibility of 3 recipients going on board. Right now we know of 2 of them. The third one is a bit questionable at the moment. It's got something to do with another cruise that was meant to be happening but is not, due to personal reasons. I don't know all the details, so therefore I cannot second guess it. So I don't think I will say much more, other than one is just being put aside for the moment and will be postponed until next year, unfortunately. Joe is saying, thanks very much. Appreciate the love. Absolutely, mate. Could not get on without your help. Okay, so this cruise that we're thinking of now is we're certainly hoping that it all pans together, because this will be the inaugural Australian cruise. We've already got at least 4 cabins sold, and we're looking at getting as many as we possibly can. So, folks, have a go, have a think. If you're looking at the opportunity of enjoying Australia during a New Year's Eve opportunity, let's have a look at this one. Honey,
Yes, Shaun.
have you ever thought what we would do differently for New Year's Eve?
I have actually. And what about, we've never done this before, what about spending New Year's Eve on a cruise?
On a
It
cruise?
would be so awesome. Can you imagine?
Where would we go?
I don't know, but you know what? We have one of the great natural wonders of the world just up north from us.
What?
Beautiful
Queensland?
waters, the Great Barrier Reef.
The Great Barrier Reef?
Would that be amazing?
It would.
Come from the land down under, where the sun is hot and bright, beaches cool and waves of thunder, morning turns to golden night. So much there is to see, my friend, from the city to the shore. Grab a stool, we'll find an end to keep us wanting more. Down under's calling, can't you hear? Echoes in the breeze, feel the magic everywhere, in the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, adventures wait around, meet the world on a winding road in every little town. Oh, the land, it seems to me, with a tune as wild as sea, hands up high and voices free. Down under's where I'll be. Down under's calling, can't you hear? Echoes in the breeze, feel the magic everywhere, in the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, adventures wait around, meet the world on a winding road, in the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, my friend, from the city to the shore. Grab a stool, we'll find an end to keep us wanting more. Down under's calling, can't you hear? Can't you hear? Echoes in the breeze, feel the magic everywhere, in the rustling of the trees. Now the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow, adventures wait around, adventures wait around, in the rustling of the trees. Mountains rise and rivers flow.
Yes, it's going to be an absolutely amazing cruise, that one. And Joe jumped in with his immediate statement here. This cruise is one not to be missed, and he'll be here. Cannot wait. Now, to give you guys a bit of a heads up, and we've got people coming in from the US for this particular cruise. We've got people coming from Australia for this particular cruise. So it's going to be an absolutely amazing opportunity. Everybody's going to have a great time. As it says, the cruise goes from Brisbane, and what we're going to organise while we're in Brisbane is, first of all, there will be a meetup, so we will have the meetup, but also more importantly, we'll get everybody to join us, and we'll go down to Australia Zoo and have an opportunity to meet the crocodiles and all the people and animals that Steve Irwin had the opportunity to touch one way or another. So so that's where we'll be heading, first of all. And we'll also be looking at some of the Gold Coast, some of the theme parks, the opportunity to look around the Gold Coast, and then we will be certainly having a go at the at Brisbane Cruise Terminal, and then jumping on to the Carnival Luminosa. So that's going to be absolutely amazing. And yes, we will be circling around Queensland and the Barrier Reef, and get an opportunity to have a look at the things that people can see from space. Joe is also saying that he cannot take the #1 spot as Mod Superb is because Danny takes the #1 spot And yes, she does. Danny is incredible. Both Danny and Joe, I would say both, are absolutely amazing. Well. G'day, Jonesy. How are you, buddy? I was just about to, just before the chat, I was just about to have a look at your Tasmania trip around Tasmania on your latest show that you put on today, your latest stream. So I will be looking at it straight after the show. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. Now, Jonesy, are you going to be joining us on the Down Under Cruises Great Barrier Reef cruise? Come on, mate. Come join us. It's going to be absolutely fun. Going out of Brisbane, you'll be able to spend some time with your lovely bride and your awesome daughter, so that, or whoever's getting hitched up there. So I think you're going to have a great time. And join us. Come join us. It's going to be fun. Joe is saying good day to Jonesy. Jonesy is saying, yes, they are amazing, that they are. Good day to Joe. And Joe is going to ask Jonesy the question. Well, I know which question he's referring to, not the one that everybody else's dirty mind is going to. But yes, Jonesy, are you coming to join us on the Down Under Cruises group cruise? We leave Brisbane on December 29, 2026, and head back into Brisbane on January the 4th, 2027. Those are the dates. Hopefully by then, Helping Hands for Cruising will be a not-for-profit, and then you can also get a tax deduction on it. But that's what we are looking at right now. So there we go. And it is on the Carnival Luminosa, so we'll be getting a bit of carnival fun in the sun, because the Carnival is the fun ship. So, yeah. So, Jonesy, put it down. I know that you can't make the rock and roll tribute, but it's going to be amazing. And there's a few of us on board already. There's 4 of us on board. So that's not just 4 people, 4 cabins sold. So that's great. And then Joe is giving Jonesy the dates. And then, Jonesy, I need to get in touch with you about certain promotional things that will be awesome, because we want to try and do the same thing as we're doing in the US with the Rock and Roll Tribute. We want to do something similar down under, but we can only do that once we've got our not-for-profit. So I'll have a chat with you if that's possible. And Jonesy has just gone, sounds great. I know it sounds great. I mean, I've always got good ideas. Let's get it happening, though. Anyway, further to that, quite a bit of work is going on in the background to get the Rock and Roll Tribute up and running. With the new band on board, it's made some things rather easy. So it's going to be awesome. Hey, Jonesy, wouldn't the Ducks cruise be the perfect cruise to bring the family? Because it is, I mean, after all, it is down under. So you guys can see, as a family, you can see the new year 2027 on board the Carnival Luminosa. What do you reckon? I reckon it's going to be awesome. Why don't you think about doing that? Spend time with us. All right. So, so getting things organized with the new bands. I'll tell you what, looking at this from a huge group like this is really quite amazing. And so it takes a shipload of work to get things happening. For example, where the bands are, we need to get all their equipment down. We can hire some equipment locally, but you know what musos are like? Musos like to play on their own equipment. They know their equipment. They're used to their equipment. So it has to be a certain flavor. So what we look at is having to ship their equipment down and that is an added cost. But once they're on board, and once we've got all the equipment in the right place and so forth, then the rest is easy. The band does their bit, and then we've got to worry about packing up afterwards. As a result, the logistics are a rather interesting setup. I'll tell you what, Bruce has been working his little hiney off getting everything sorted, purely because with the ship change, Norwegian had set things in motion for the first cruise and then pulled the pin really quickly, and then we had to try and move everything to the new ship. Suffice it to say, they are sister ships anyway, but it does take a bit of work from Bruce's point of view to get everybody booked in and cabins found and so on and so forth. So the good news is we have 200 cabins that we need to sell off. So right now our bookings are up around the 20 mark. Now we need to really push because some people decided that they didn't want to join us when we changed ship, and also some people decided to not join us when the bands changed. So we've got old people out, new people in. That's awesome. Also, we'll be missing one of our esteemed assistants, a guy by the name of James, or Jimmy, as he's affectionately known, Jimmy the Astute Tourist. He was going to join us on board ship, but because of his health issues, we're hoping he's actually going to come with us on the Down Under Cruises Great Barrier Reef cruise. So that will be absolutely amazing when that happens. All right, let's have a look. Joe has said, Jonesy, that's so cool. I was planning to do the cruise that Shaun and Ilana booked earlier in the year, but could not get a sailing date. So now we've got one. Jonesy is saying yes, but they want to sail Japan. Japan? Well, so do we, but I mean, come on. New Year's Eve with the Ornellises? I mean, seriously. Joe, you're heading off. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining us for the time you did. Really appreciate you, mate, and you keep it up. Jonesy is saying, so 2 cruises in 26 is still possible. Well, that's awesome. That would be so great if you could. See you, Joe. Yeah, that would be absolutely awesome if you could. Let's have a chat a little later on anyway, and when we get off air, and I've got some ideas, and I'd just like to toss them around with you and see how we go. Having said that, like I said, we've got really exciting stuff happening with the new cruise. Hopefully we can all get to meet up on that cruise. And for those of you that are listening in the replay, I'll be watching out for all of you when we hit Miami. There will be a big meetup the Friday night at the we haven't got the location set up just yet, but Friday night will be amazing. Sorry, I've got to take my work boots off. They are becoming a little bit uncomfortable. So yeah, there will be a meetup, and at the meetup, there I have to fulfill a requirement from a challenge. That being, I have to do a shoey out of. I have to do a Monsters beer out of a shoey, so that'll be cool. I've got my shoey ready, so there we go. That'll be coming with me over the seas, and we'll certainly be getting that filled with our favorite. No, it won't be. We'll have favorite later on, but it will be filled with that cat urine stuff that I have to do in front of everybody. So there we go. So that's going to be awesome. The meetup will be absolutely awesome. We're meeting with people from all around the world coming in, some people from Canada, some people from the US, some people from Australia, some people from all over the place. So it's going to be amazing. Axolotly amazing. So there we go. Anyway, what else can I say, folks? You've got all the news, you've caught up. Looking so forward to getting on all those cruises. What can I say? It's huge. It's huge. Getting a thing like this underway is such a huge affair. Especially when you're trying to coordinate 200 cabins, people being people, things change. But at the end of the day, we know exactly what we want to achieve and we know exactly how we're going to achieve it. So we're going to get it done. And that's the exciting part. Getting it done, getting an opportunity to meet up. Some people are coming just for the meetup. And then some people are coming to join us on the ship. So, folks, there it is. It's all laid out for you. Please, for those of you across the pond in the US, please get into the coffee, get into the popcorn. Just think, every time you go to your coffee machine, you make yourself some coffee. That coffee will certainly you just got to look at it and go, I'm going to have this cup of coffee. And then that cup of coffee, you can think, by me drinking this coffee, I'm putting somebody on a cruise. Bang. There we go. Jonesy is saying we need to look at the change of seasons cruise from Australia to the US. That's true. And that will be great. It's very affordable from what you can see. Yes, but it is 22 days. That's the repositioning you're talking about, where the ship goes from Australia out through to, and that's something that Ilana and I want to do. It's a 22-day cruise, heads out from Brisbane, goes all the way up through the South Pacific, all the way up to Seattle. That's an amazing cruise. It's an amazing cruise. Some of the places they go to, Fiji, Bora Bora, a whole host of different places. We could even do it the other way around. Go from Seattle just at the beginning. Around about the March time when the ships come on in. Go from Seattle down to it's actually. October, I think it is, when they start coming down, September, October, when they start coming down out of Seattle, do it that way and come into Brisbane. That's also a good opportunity. In fact, that's a better opportunity because you fly one way, you come in with empty suitcases other than your clothing, and you pick up all these nitty-gritties on the way back home. Shouldn't be that much for you to ship back home. So there you go. Jonesy is saying from the US to Australia as well. And yes, 22 days, sounds awesome. And also they pay for your airfare as well. So depends on the cruise that works in. So it is an option. The problem is not enough people can get time out during that particular time. It's 22 days, and it's definitely something I want to do. But like I say, it is 22 days out of the work day, and it is in the middle of the year. So what can I say? It is something that I'd definitely be looking at. Ilana and I have been looking at. So there we go. Stream Elements, welcome aboard Stream Elements. They're saying Helping Hands for Cruising would like to thank you for your donations. So thank you very much, those of you who have donated. You know what? We've got now our 5th recipient. They're going to be going on a cruise fairly soon. So we're really excited. 3 weeks, yes, you can. Well, Jonesy, you know what? I need to actually speak with my boss and a few other people and see how we can handle that one. That's probably not something we're going to do 26. We might because of the cruise, but we might look at it for either 27 or 28. That would be something big. That would be something big. And maybe we can do something else that we've been looking at is the possibility of a ship charter it to go one way, and then they can do whatever they need to do to go back, or stay in the area and make some money. But that's a thought that we need to discuss with the cruise lines and so forth. So there we go. Anyway, I'm going to call this quits. I don't have much more info. I'm just babbling on right now. So what I'm going to do is just let you guys know that tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Melbourne time, the Down Under Cruisers will be coming on board. They'll be doing their little two-bit stuff. They'll be talking about cruising down under, so that's awesome. I just want to let you guys know, please don't forget about the coffee and the popcorn. I'm pushing it because I want to put more people on board cruise ships. So get on with it, please. In fact, I might actually pick some up in the US when we go in November for our trip. I might pick some up and bring it down with me. And then we can see how we go. Anyway, folks, I want to wish you all a great week. More stuff coming through next week about what's going on in the background of Helping Hands. I believe there's a series behind the mission, and there will be another presentation of that behind the mission. You never know. Somebody I know, somebody you know, might actually be interviewed by another board member. So we'll wait and see how that goes. I wonder who the interviewed person is going to be. Anyway, folks, have an awesome day. We'll catch up with you tomorrow with the Down Under Cruises, and then again on Friday night for those of you across the pond, or Saturday Arvo our side of the pond. You guys have a great day. We'll catch up with you later, and take care. Stay safe.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dreams a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands